the most heartwarming aspect is, when a bride comes to you and, we sit down and we discuss, to see that smile on their face and their happiness. For me to be able to give that to them, that's one of the funnest memories to have, just to put a smile on someone's face.
Welcome to the Evermoore Wedding Vendor Show, where we chat with local wedding vendors. I'm Josh from Evermoore Films, the host of the Evermoore Wedding Vendor Show, also the home of the Evermoore Wedding Vendor Directory, where we have over 1,000 local wedding vendors listed in the Central California area. Let's get into today's show. Welcome to the Evermoore Wedding Vendor Show, where we chat with local wedding vendors. I'm Josh from Evermoore Films, and today I have Sanam from Vista Del Lago Estate with me. She is a local venue, runs a local venue here in town, and we're here to chat about her venues. Sanam, welcome to the show, and tell us a little about yourself and your venue.
Thank you, Josh. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for having me on the show. It's a pleasure. And, Josh, I've gotten to know you better over the past couple of years, and you've been so kind, and us being a new venue, you've, been very helpful and giving us, advice and putting us in contact with other vendors. So my husband and I greatly, greatly appreciate all your kindness. You're wonderful.
Oh, thank you. Well, tell us a little bit about Vista Del Lago Estate and what you guys do there.
Okay. So just a little bit of a background. My husband and I purchased this 20-acre property, which is located on South H Street, approximately 2 to 2.5 years ago. And our vision was to turn it into a wedding and event venue. So that's where the vision started. And and we live in Los Angeles, so we're new to Bakersfield, and we've just fallen in love with everyone in Bakersfield and the town, and everyone has just been so kind. You being one of them, everyone's just been so kind and helpful, and introducing us to different things that we can do to make the business grow. So yeah, we're a wedding venue. We've hosted many weddings. We also do fundraisers. We do a lot of nonprofit events, quinceañeras, birthdays. So we have church events at our venue as well. So everything from weddings to fundraisers and nonprofit organizations. They're always welcome at our venue. So it's a big spectrum that we cover, and we have a private lake on the property, which is which then that's where the name comes from. It has fish in there, so some people do come fishing on at the property. It's just very peaceful and relaxing. The feedback that I get from people when they come onto the property is that they don't feel like they're in Bakersfield, which is wonderful. And us coming from LA, from all the craziness in LA, coming to that to the house, it's just peaceful, it's calming, it's serene. So we want to we want to maintain that. And so that's where that's where our vision has been, and we look forward to many, many years of having events there, and putting a smile on people's faces, and so that's it.
Yeah, well, that is awesome, Sanam. So since this is a video podcast, we did produce a video tour for you guys, so we'll insert that in here for those of you watching on YouTube. You'll be able to watch that as we keep talking. We'll go ahead and start playing that. That way you guys can see what this beautiful venue looks like. And for the podcast audience, go over to YouTube and check it out. So as that's playing, we'll just kind of keep talking here.
Sure.
So now tell me a little bit about your background and experience. How did you guys get started in starting a wedding venue?
My husband has always been in the real estate, industry. He's done it for several years. I did not know anything about real estate. I received my master's degree and my bachelor's and my master's degree in criminology. So I worked for the Department of Justice. That's,
Okay.
that was my that was my previous life. And then when when I got married and had kids, I stepped away from that and just was a mom for several years. And again, my husband has always had, he loves real estate, and this was, his first venue. And he wanted to do this, and he always, my husband and I, our goal is to always, help out communities and to give back, and to just put a smile on people's faces. And what better way than to host events and, weddings and the happiest time of their lives, to have have their weddings there, and raise money for nonprofit charities, nonprofit organizations. So that's why we started this business. And yeah.
That's fun. That's fun. Well, I know you guys have, donated plenty in the giveaways that we've done for the vendor community, wedding community here in town. So you guys have been generous there. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So, fun memories, being able to provide a place where people can come and have great memories. I know that's something that you guys are interested in. Are there any fun memories you have along the way? Some memorable moments or, memorable events? Because I know you guys don't just do weddings. You also have, movie shoots and music video shoots and all kinds of things there at the venue, because it's such a beautiful property. Are there some fun memories that you guys have along the way?
Yeah, there, in this short time, we've met so many different people, whether it was for movie shoots, music videos, and weddings. And I think just to cover the weddings, the most heartwarming, aspect is, when a bride comes to you, and, some brides are on a budget and they really want to get married there. And, we sit down and we discuss, that just different options for them, and to see that smile on their face and their happiness, for me to be able to give that to them is, that's one of the funnest memories to have, just to put a smile on someone's face. So that's that. And then for music videos and movie shoots, we've come across, different celebrities and different artists, and you get to see, you get to see how movies are made. You get to see how music videos are made. You see how much work really goes into a 2-minute music videos. They shoot for 12 to 14 hours a day, sometimes for 2-3 days. And for movies, they shoot, 5 or 6 days for, again, 12 hours a day. And it's just for such a small scene, how much hard work goes into it. So you gain an appreciation of what really goes into making entertainment for us viewers. So those have been and then just meeting different people from different walks of life, from different countries, and from different states, and some people are you find connections with that, they know a friend of your friend. So that's been very fun too, and different cultures as well. I think that's one of the most interesting things about having weddings there, is that we cater to different cultures, different ethnicities, and you get to learn about how they're how they do weddings. So that's been very interesting for me as well.
Yeah, I'd actually love to dig a little deeper on that and just talk about how is it that you guys cater, what you guys offer to the specific needs of, just in weddings alone. Every bride has a different vision for her wedding, and there's so many different unique aspects to a wedding. And I know you guys have spaces for ceremony, you have spaces for reception, spaces for getting ready. You have a bridal suite, you have a place for the guys to get ready. Like you have a lot of options there. How do you guys cater and meet the specific needs that brides and grooms have?
What I love about our venue, and what a lot of people love about our venue, is that I call it a one-stop shop. So they get to, besides being a beautiful 20-acre estate, and you have options of, just like you said, you've been to the house, you can switch things up so much on our property. You can have, a reception under the pergola. You can have it in front of the lake. You can have it on the courtyard, in the backyard. There's so many different options, which I absolutely love. And the actual house, it's a 10,000 square foot home, and you've seen it, Josh. It's a 10,000 square foot home, and we what sets us apart from other venues is that a lot of the bridal party and their families can actually rent out the house for their wedding. They can come I have a lot of brides, a lot of couples that come a couple of days before their wedding. They come, if they have out of town guests, they check into the house. And they stay after the wedding. They make a weekend out of it. They can, after the wedding ends, the next day, they can barbecue, they can use the pool, they can go fishing, they can go jet skiing on the lake. So it just makes it a little vacation / wedding getaway for everyone. And our bridal suite is stunning. You've seen it. It's just it's breathtaking. We worked with a designer to, everything was custom made in that room. And the same for the groom's room. We don't want to forget about the grooms. We have a gorgeous pool table, beautiful furniture. So yeah, we try to cover everything, and it just makes things much simpler when you come to our venue. You don't have to get hotel rooms. You don't have to get other Airbnbs. You can all just come there, stay there, have a wedding, and enjoy the weekend.
Yeah, that is fantastic. And just so people kind of have an idea, roughly how many people, could fit and sleep, say at the venue, if you're having, family or out of town guests coming, what's that kind of look like?
Our, the house isn't, again, it's 10,000 square foot. You can sleep a lot of people, but,
right.
Don't like to, we can do 14 up to, I want to sometimes push it to maybe 16 to 18. But that's the maximum. I can fit a lot of people, but, bed wise, I can do 14 to 16 people, in the house. And then the venue itself, we can hold up to 1,000 people. I had Discovery Church. They had their festival last May, and they brought 700 people. I had Morning Star fundraiser there last year, 500 people. So we can fit as many as you want on the venue, which is wonderful.
That's great. That is great. Well, thank you for telling us a little bit about the venue. We're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we are going to talk about some advice for brides and grooms who are planning their wedding and looking for a venue. If you're planning a wedding in Central California, you have to check out the Evermoore Wedding Vendor Directory. We've built one of the most comprehensive directories for local wedding vendors in the Central California area. You can sort by county and by category, so you can find anything from hair and makeup to cake bakers to videographers, photographers. We have it all. Go check it out. It's free to use for brides, and if you're a vendor looking to get your name in front of couples who are engaged, go get yourself listed on the Evermoore Wedding Vendor Directory. It's free to join. We look forward to seeing you there at evermoorefilms.com. Click on the Evermoore Wedding Vendor Directory tab on the top and check it out.
Elegant, romantic, timeless. Choose a wedding film that brings back the goosebumps and butterflies from your wedding day. A wedding film you're proud to show family and friends. Reliable, affordable, convenient. Choose a wedding videographer that you can trust to do an amazing job, that can creatively work with your budget, that is easy to communicate with. A wedding day is made up of priorities unique to you. No matter your budget, you choose what's important to you. Have zero regrets as you plan the wedding celebration of your dreams. Get monthly payment plans with zero deposit, online contracts, free printables, vendor lists, and more. Choose a wedding film that you will cherish forevermore. Choose Evermoore Films.
All right. Well, we are back with Sanam. Sanam, tell us a little bit about some advice you would have for couples who are planning their wedding and trying to get things figured out.
Of course. One of the most, there's several, important, factors that engaged couples need to consider. First is, plan ahead, make sure you have, the date that you want, that's one of the biggest things. I think the second most important is to have a wedding planner. I cannot stress that enough. You need a wedding planner. A lot of people think that they can do it themselves. But at the end, you really need someone to help you, to guide you, from the beginning to, because they're experts. Their advice, advice means everything. And, event planners walk you through the flowers, the food, where you should set up reception, what time your music should start. So they plan everything out for you, because that day just becomes so hectic and so busy, with, the bride, getting ready, or the groom getting ready, that they don't have time to organize stuff. So that day, your families and, the couples need to relax and let others handle it. So that is my biggest advice to everyone, is to, get a wedding planner and let them help you out. Because the day of, things always go wrong. And you need someone that's an expert, you need someone to calm your fears and to handle everything. And, I guess another advice is, make sure the venues that you choose, are licensed, that they have a permit, because you don't want to go with somewhere that does not have a permit. That is one of the most important things as well. And with regards to your vendors, make sure make sure you ask around, and and see what others have said about those vendors, and have fun with it. Enjoy your day. Don't be stressed out. It is stressful, but try not to be stressed out. And enjoy the process.
Yeah, absolutely. And as someone who's been doing weddings for 20 years, I can echo the issues with making sure your venues have their licenses and their permits all in order.
Yeah.
I know this past year, there's been some situations that have arisen in the local wedding world with some venues that did not have those things in place, and
make sure you ask them, make sure you ask them, just say, are you permitted to hold events here? And it's very easy. It's a piece of paper, they can show it to you, and that's that. Because you don't want to wait till the last minute and your wedding gets canceled. You do not want to do that. Last year I had several couples that their venue was shut down, so they were scrambling, and luckily we had some openings, and we took them at our venue. So you have to be very, very careful about that as well. And make sure your vendors have insurance, are covered. That's another important thing to consider, to remember as well.
Yeah, I am surprised at the how small the number is of local venues who ask for copies of our insurance. It's surprising. There's really only one or two venues in town that ask. And I'm yeah. I'm like, why isn't everybody asking for this? Like a videographer, we're bringing in light stands and lights and cameras, and like the amount of liability for any of the venue, like a DJ, like why aren't people asking for this?
Yeah, anything. I mean, for us, I always tell all the vendors, we always say, the minute anyone steps onto our property, they need to have insurance. I don't care how small or how big their company is, they need to have insurance. So it's just to cover, the vendor, the guest, and ourselves. So it's just, you have to do your due diligence in these things and be careful. Yeah, definitely.
Well, that was brought to you by some insurance company as an ad, I'm sure. The insurance digression. So what tips do you have for couples who are looking for a venue in particular, aside from insurance, because we definitely discovered that, with adding in the idea that you don't really have a wedding date until you have a venue. Like we'll have couples call us and like, hey, we're getting married on this day. Great. Where's your venue? We don't have a venue yet. Well, then you don't have a wedding date because you don't have a venue. Then you don't have anything official. Yeah. So what advice do you have for couples looking for a venue?
Just when you come to look for a venue, just make sure it sits well with you. Make sure that you connect with, the the owners, make sure you connect with the event planner that's going to be in charge of that venue that day. I can't stress that enough. I always feel like you have to have a positive attitude. And, again, I hear stories from different, brides that come to us and say, oh my God, this person was just not so nice, or, and I just feel like that makes your business, flourish. You have to have a good attitude. You have to have a positive attitude. And you just have to be nice. And at the same time, you have to be firm and, tell the couples, like, this is going to work. That's not going to work. Like, if music ends at a certain time, we cannot push through, because some people will push those boundaries. And, you have to just make sure that, you stand, firm on rules and regulations, but just be nice about it. There's always ways to explain things to couples. You can either be nice, or you can be mean. And feel like nice to them and saying, hey, music has to be shut off by, for example, music has to be shut off by 8 o'clock. And there's, again, the reason being because of the permit that we have and the neighbors. So we have to be, just the way you say it. And, and make sure the venue that, just another advice for the couples looking for a venue, make sure that you have different options at the venue, because you want your wedding ceremony, your party to stand out from the others. And I think, and one amazing thing about our venue is that, there's so many things that you can do. There's, so many different ways you can set up your wedding. Again, like I said, you can set up your wedding in a courtyard. You can set it up under the pergolas. You can do, the backyard. You can do the front. So there's so many different, ways to do it. And just to make your event look different than others, you can bring, again, I've had, weddings that they bring in food trucks. They bring in, ice cream trucks, which not a lot of venues can do that. But because we have the space, we can do that. I had a wedding a couple of weeks ago. The bar was a Volkswagen truck, which was really nice.
Fun.
Which was really nice. Yeah. So just make it fun, the church event that I had, they brought in Ferris wheels, they brought in paddle boats, they brought in kayaks. So you can do you're more than welcome to do those, even for your wedding. You can bring jet skis on, so many. Just look for something that's different, that stands out, that sets you apart from others.
Yeah. Let's do weddings on jet skis. That'd be fun.
I love that. You would be surprised of how many people actually want that.
Right? Let's do it. Okay, let's see. Let's talk about budgeting for a minute. So first, kind of just some general advice for couples as they're looking about budgeting for wedding venues in general. And then we can kind of talk a little more specifically about what you guys do.
Yeah. I mean, again, everyone is on a budget. I'm on a budget. Everyone is on a budget. And, make sure, when you set that budget, you give yourself a little bit of a wiggle room. Because there's things that, sometimes come up. You may need to rent a tent. So you need to budget, you never know. It's an outdoor venue. It may rain. It may not. It doesn't rain that often in Bakersfield, as you know, Josh. Right. But, you never know with Mother Nature. So, set your budget, but have wiggle room to, if something comes up, you can say, okay, you know what, we can take care of that. And do your homework and, ask the venue about, if you do an all-inclusive, ask about the vendors and how much, they charge. And, again, vendors increase the prices. Just do your homework and ask your questions. And if the venue and the vendors, they have to be honest with you, and that'll help you out a lot.
Yeah, definitely. And then for brides and grooms who may be interested in Vista Del Lago, can you give us an idea of what your pricing is like?
Of course. We offer all-inclusive packages and standard packages. And I want to say I want to say 90% of my couples choose the all-inclusive package just because it makes things so much simpler for you guys. We work with different vendors, whether it's for catering, for DJ, for flowers, for photographers. We work with different ones, and you being one of them, Josh. So, you have the option of choosing. And I always tell them, when you choose the all-inclusive, you can go in for your catering and try the different foods, try the different caterers, see which one you like. The same with DJ, the same with photographers, see what packages they offer. And if again, photographer is one of the most important because you're with them the entire time. So their attitude, the way they give direction, that's so important. So that's our all-inclusive package. And again, it just makes things much simpler for you, for the couples. They don't have to go, around, looking for this vendor or that vendor. We've chosen the best of the best in Bakersfield to be our vendors. So that's, and our prices, with the all-inclusive packages, I'll just give you this tier. Up to 200 guests, we charge $210 per person. And then the prices change when you go higher in the guest count.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. And we also do standard packages. I definitely offer that. And the standard package, we have that option because we have people that are from different backgrounds and ethnicities, and they're very, very particular about the type of food that they want to bring, the type of music they want to bring,
right,
and the decoration. So I have to have that as an option as well. And up to 100 people for that, it's $13,000.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
yeah,
and then
that's great.
The prices change after that as well.
Right. Awesome. Well, Sanam, thank you for sharing all that with us. I'm sure that everyone appreciates understanding a little bit more about what you guys do. Do you have, a quick testimonial or story from a happy bride and groom maybe that you want to share with us?
Oh my goodness, there's so many. There's so many. I would just, I would tell them to go on Yelp because I have, all my brides, they always write amazing reviews for us. You can see those on my Yelp page. Even on my management companies that handles my Airbnb. Again, a lot of my brides do rent out the house. A lot of couples do rent out the house. So there's testimonials on there too. And, you can view those and see, and, everything is on my website. So you can just click, put our name in and you can, see the reviews. And, thankfully they've all been very positive. And I just, I love to, it's such a pleasure knowing that I was able to help someone out, to be able to make their, special day wonderful. So, after I read the reviews myself, I'm just like floored. And I shared with my husband, I'm like, Frank, come see what they wrote for me. It's so nice that it brings me to tears what they write for me. So it's, I love that. I love that.
Yeah. Well, you guys are always so kind and wonderful on the day, so I'm not surprised.
Thank you, John. Sorry, yeah, thank you.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of your website, what is your website and the best ways for people to contact you? How can people reach out to you?
It is Vista Del Lago Estate .com, and we have gallery on our website, so you can see the previous weddings that we've had. My Instagram, you can, it's under Vista Del Lago. I just want to make sure that I have everything correct. It's under Vista Del Lago Estate as well. Our Instagram, so you can see the different, events that we've had, at the music videos. You can take a look at those. The phone number is 661 area code 599-3458.
Perfect. All right. Well, Sanam, thank you so much for being part of the show. Appreciate you sharing a little bit about your venue and let people get a chance to get to know you and see how great you would be to work with and learn a little bit more about the venue. So thanks for being on the show, and we appreciate it.
Of course. My pleasure.
If you like today's episode, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe on Apple iTunes and YouTube, where we have the video version of the show. Be sure to leave us a comment or review. Let us know what you liked, what you learned. And until next time, I'm Josh from Evermoore Films. Be sure to tune in next week for another episode of the Evermoore Wedding Vendor Show.